Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yenja, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe because it makes me feel good. Today I want to talk about how to be a straight A student, even though I was never a straight A student ever in my life. I got this book called How to Be a Straight A Student. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a memory champion, and the very short version of my studying history is that I almost didn't graduate middle school, grade school, high school because my grades were terrible, and journalists will always fight me on that and say, wasn't it just that you weren't stimulated enough? Because they're like, you know, because you're, and I'm like, because I'm what? And they're like, you know, because you're what is it? And it's because they don't want to say it, but they're like, because you're Asian. It's impossible that you failed multiple classes. And one journalist even asked me if I could just send him my high school grades to prove that I wasn't just making up a story, which is crazy. And I ended up saying, no, I don't want to be in your article. No, I didn't say that. I pretended I had email problems, and then he removed me from the entire article. Not bitter. Anyway. And then at university, I didn't have the best grades. I got the best grades when I was interested and when I really applied myself, but I was also memory training. So I had like okay grades, but I did manage to study fast enough that I graduated 2 years early than the average graduation rate, which is 4 years, and I graduated in 2 years. So anyway, How to Be a Straight A Student by Cal Newport. Part 1, step 1, is to manage your time in 5 minutes a day. Jot down to-dos and deadlines on a list whenever they arise. Yes, this I do all the time. I know how fickle our memories are. Even as a memory champion, I know that I will not remember everything that I find interesting or every nice idea that I have. At night, when I'm really sleepy, I'll have really creative ideas and I'll go, oh, but I mean, my memory's good. I don't need to write that down. And then in the morning, I don't remember. And my brain is like, salmon? And that doesn't help me. Get really good at just using the notes app on your phone or just using a pen and paper. And some people might find it annoying, but whatever. Transfer these to-dos and deadlines to your calendar every morning. Yeah, do that. I don't do it every morning, but at least every single week I look at all of the ideas, all of the to-dos, all of the deadlines, and put a little bit of a cushion. You don't have to do every single to-do, and you will find that some of the to-dos and deadlines are kind of fake and not super realistic. I also use this thing called the Eisenhower matrix, where you kind of draw lines and you say, this is important, but not urgent. This is important and urgent, and I'll just show you a picture so you can look at it for a little bit and understand what I mean. Plan your day each morning by labeling your to-dos with realistic time frames and moving what you don't have time for to different dates. Yeah, basically I do that a lot of the time. The realistic time frames thing, I used to try to cram as much as possible in a single day. Now I'm trying to say, hey, you know, you might get sick. What if you have like a bit of a cushion sometime? And sometimes, honestly, you can't predict because maybe you are assigned to a breakout room where nobody turns their camera on or unmutes their mic. Maybe you are assigned to a group where nobody does their part of the work. Maybe you are hired to do a job that is supposed to take 4 hours a week and then it takes 40. And you can't say no because it's a dream project. I don't know, these are just examples. This isn't like from my actual real life. So set realistic time frames, but be okay with the fact. Try to have a cushion for if it's not realistic. And again, I don't know how many times I can say this, but you think you spend 30 minutes on Facebook or Reddit or Instagram, but you don't. You just don't. You spend 3 hours, okay? I don't care who you are. I'm just gonna say it. You spend 3 hours a day on social media. Stop doing that. You would have time for other things if you weren't so addicted. Also, please watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It has some weirdness in it, but mostly it's a really good documentary about how they engineered us to be addicted to their platforms, including YouTube. So, step number 2, declare war on procrastination. I don't think you should declare war on anything. I even think it's silly when people are like, declare war on gluten. Calm down. It's bread. Keep a work progress journal and every day record what you wanted to accomplish and whether or not you succeeded. Yes, I do this. You should do this. Yeah. And for all of this advice, I want to say that there is a nice quote, which is, we make our habits and then our habits make us. And that is super true. Habits are hard. Habits are like a completely different beast. There's so much that goes into habits. You think it's just, I want to go to the gym every day, and so therefore I should be able to, but that's not how habits work. Let me know if you want a habits video, because that one I would be very happy to make. When working, eat healthy snacks to maximize your energy. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. Obviously eat well. Like, some of this advice I'm like, yes, of course, eat well. How can you not? Like, whatever. I also eat snacks that are unhealthy because you gotta live a little. Transform horrible tasks into a big event to help you gather the energy to start. Yeah, I do this. I have everything that is related to taxes, accounting, and actually I like filling out taxes, but maybe more accounting. I think I like accounting too. Okay, there's like some things that I don't like doing. There's this concept called eating the frog. I don't know why it's called that, but basically the idea is that you want to start the day of productivity by doing the thing that you are least excited about doing, because then it's over and done with and you can move on to the next stuff. Build work routines to make steady progress on your obligations without expending too much of your limited motivational resources. Yeah, if you have habits and routines, it'll be easier to just do, even if different parts of your brain are screaming no. Choose your hard days in advance to minimize their impact. Yeah, so there are certain things that are related to my different jobs and projects that I don't want to do, and I can't think of them right now, but it's also because I can't think of anything when I'm sick other than I don't want to be sick and I don't want to die. I try to just decide this block in my calendar is for boring stuff, and I call it admin. Step number 3, choose when, where, and how long. Try to fit as much work as possible into the morning and afternoon between classes and obligations. Yeah, do that. Try to fit in as much as possible into the morning. I would say I've said this so many times in my videos, but in the morning you should do more logical stuff, and then at night you should do more creative stuff. But you should also know that your willpower and your ability to decide how your day should be shaped strongly declines come nighttime, probably, based on a lot of studies. Study in isolated locations. Yes, this is what I did at university. I would sit in the computer room, and because everybody else had computers, they were sitting and studying together, and I felt like they weren't as focused, but I was the only kid who had to sit in the computer room, and I was super focused because I was completely alone, surrounded by 24 computers. Yeah, and because my brain knew that being in this room meant I either was memory training or studying, I didn't get distracted. Plus the school computers didn't allow for social media or something like that. Maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly, but take a break every hour. Yeah, I would say take a break every hour. If you ascribe to the Pomodoro technique, you might want to take a break every 25 minutes or 20 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever you want. You can watch my Pomodoro technique video if you want to see vaguely how I study. Yeah, that's it. That's part 1 of Cal Newport's How to Become a Straight A Student. I don't think I should be giving this advice because I've never been a straight A student in my life. I probably could be if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Another thing I would say is think about why you're studying. Are you studying because your parents told you? Are you studying to get out of poverty? Are you studying because you truly deeply have a desire to operate on the human body and become a medical doctor? Think about the why. I hope you have a great week. I will try to upload that personal video on Friday. Until then, you can watch me do silly stuff on Instagram all the time. And like and subscribe as always. And what is your main takeaway from this video? Okay, bye!